Today we're going to talk about dosing your reef tank. At some point you're going to have to do it. It can be a little bit intimidating, but it's really honestly not that hard. In the beginning, you do water changes. The water changes because you don't have that many corals in there. It replaces the alkalinity, the calcium, and magnesium just fine. As your coral collection grows, the water changes don't keep up anymore. At that point, a lot of people will switch over to Kalkwasser in their ATO. That works very well also, but sooner or later, that doesn't keep up either. That's when you have to actually get into dosing your tank. The easiest way to figure out how much you need to dose of what elements is to test on a daily basis for about 2 weeks. Write those numbers down in a notepad every day for those 2 weeks. It's also very important to test at the same time every day because the parameters can't change. After you get that 2 weeks written down, then you can figure out how much your tank is using of each supplement on a daily basis, and then you can start manual dosing. I prefer manual dosing in the beginning till you get the hang of it instead of just setting up a dosing pump. Because if you set the dosing pump up and you calculated it wrong, it can really make a mess. Whereas if you're doing it manually, you have way more control over the situation. If you don't want to test every day, you can buy an Apex and hook the Trident up and it'll test it for you. Like I said, that's the route I go because I don't like testing all the time. For supplements, we use the Fritz RPM products. They work great. They're very simple to use. You almost never need the magnesium one. If you notice your alkalinity and your calcium are way out of balance, that's usually a magnesium issue, but it very rarely happens, for me anyway. You're gonna notice you go through probably twice as much alkalinity as you do calcium. That's how a lot of tanks work, but if you do have a lot of coralline algae or large clams or a large SPS collection, you're gonna be burning through a lot of calcium. The dosing pumps we have in stock at the moment are the Neptune doses. We're waiting on the Coral Box Reef Breeders Wi-Fi pumps to come back in. Those are great little pumps. The Neptune also has a DDR. It's a dual reservoir for holding your alkalinity and your calcium. Has a little sensor in it. It tells you how much is left in the reservoirs so you can fill them up. Every once in a while you forget to fill them and your doser isn't dosing anything because the reservoir's empty. That pretty much wraps it up for today. Have a great day, guys. Keep on reefing.